Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles, our elder bishops, a great millstone of well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing the true doctrine across the four winds of the earth in all truth and sincerity. I'm Lamar Ariyah from Mississippi Camp. Lord willing, this be edifying lesson, quick and to the point. And I'm just going to get a few scriptures, and I'm going to play a video. But like you see right here, once I get the scriptures, I'm going to let that fella cook, man. You know, he looked like an Edomite, could be a Jake, you know. I don't know, but I know that boy cooking, you know. And Esau is against Esau, man. The nation is against nation. Egypt against Egypt. You know, everybody is at everybody's throat, man. There's a lot of exposing going on, a lot of exposure happening. This devil is being made bare, okay? So I'm just going to go and get to the scripture, and we'll play the video, you know. Just the book Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh. Because the devil has been seeking to hide all this mischief, his wickedness, his deceit, his lies, his abominations, everything, you know, thinking he's hiding from the Lord just because the Lord is long suffering and has brought, you know, his judgment down on this devil, man. But that judgment is coming, all right? And their works are in the dark. And that's one of the biggest secrets these elite had, was nobody knowing who they were, who was pulling the strings, who was controlling everything. Well, we know now that these devils are, especially starting with these elites. Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And we know who the wicked are, man. It's these elite banking families who control the everything. Like again, Job 9:24. They control all the resources, they control and dictate both sides of wars. They do everything, man. The food, the air, they control, dictate the laws. This is who the earth was given into the hands of, these banking families, okay? These elites, all right? And say who seeth us and who knoweth us. And like again, they have been flying under the radar for so long, but now you hear people talk about the Rothschilds. You hear people talk about the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, all these, the Rockefellers. You know, you hear them talking about these particular families now, man, because the Lord has exposed them. You know, you got, and this guy, he might just be that third witness, man, that whistleblower, you know, but he cooking, man. I'm gonna get one more scripture and I'm gonna get to the video. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed. And this devil is being revealed, man. All his skeletons are falling out the closet, man. Neither hid that shall not be known. And people are now finding out who really is the wicked, man. Who's the problem of the earth? Who really is the problem when it comes to the way society is run, the way the earth is ruled? It's this devil, man, Esau Edom. Okay, these elite, which falls under the banner of the so-called white people. Okay, so I'm gonna go and get this video, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles, our elder bishops, a great millstone of Ruel. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
While Saddam Hussein was in power, there was no al-Qaeda in Iraq. In fact, Saddam Hussein would have been the first one to execute anyone who would have been found to be linked to al-Qaeda. And then, if we're to believe the official version of history after the occupation, we're supposed to believe that this ISIS creation, which is a creation of Western intelligence agencies, we're supposed to believe that all of a sudden all these Humvees and all these American weapons just accidentally fell into the hands of ISIS, which wreaked havoc, cutting off heads all over that region, all over Iraq. We're supposed to believe that that was an accident. All the while, as Mohammed has mentioned and you've just mentioned, our best friend and ally in Saudi Arabia, which, by the way, is an extension of Israel, Saudi Arabia, the exporter of all of that Wahhabi doctrine, which is the seedbed of ISIS, is our best friend and ally. So we created the context in which ISIS was created, and ISIS has wreaked havoc, and it was never a popular movement at all. Every genuine Muslim knows damn well that ISIS is an affront to Islam, and even in Basra, on a yearly basis last year, was it reported in the Western media at all that there was about 20 million Muslims who protested and demonstrated against ISIS and were making clear that ISIS has nothing to do with genuine Islam. We created that, and again I say that's not an accident. The creation of ISIS is not an accident. We know that Al-Qaeda is the CIA database. That was not an accident. These are the Frankensteins that Western intelligence agencies and Mossad create in order to justify our policies in the region, which are basically to destroy that entire region, to balkanize that region so that ultimately Israel can expand. You know, the American government is bought and paid for by Israel. And it couldn't be more obvious. Netanyahu's 3 visits to the U.S. Congress, where these sycophants, traitors in the U.S. Congress, sit there and give him 29 standing ovations, tells you everything about who owns the U.S. Congress, which is nothing but a den of traitors. You try and tell the Iraqi people who've lost 1 million to 2 million, the millions of orphans. I've met orphans in Baghdad who lost both parents. They have nothing. So don't you dare tell me, and never mind me, don't you dare tell the people of Iraq the good that the United States has done. Lives have been destroyed. What if it was your child who was blown to bits? Would you say, oh, well, you know, they did help us take out a brutal dictator? I served in Iraq in 2003. Through all of his worst crimes, the United States supported Saddam Hussein. So please don't tell me we care about the rights of the people there.